What's going on? What's going on? Tierly Millionaire checking back in with y'all. Uh, First of all, I want to just take the time out to tell everybody thank you who been supporting the channel. Thank you to everybody who subscribe. Thank you to everybody who be hitting that like button. Thank you to everybody who may be sharing these videos with other people so they can get this information as well. I'm very blessed to have y'all be a part of what we have going on, and we want to continue to get better with each other and just continue to give y'all great information that can better help you within real estate and or if you're in any other kind of business for that matter, just help build your mindset to start thinking, more creatively to venture off in different avenues to diversify your income. So just wanted to say thank you for all of that, all your support. And today I want to talk about how to overcome the the objection of a seller when they want you to pay a earnest money deposit or due diligence money for that matter. So one way you can overcome that is you can let the seller know that you pay in cash and you do close quick to help you avoid paying earnest money deposits and or paying out a lot of money on an earnest money deposit, because sometimes sellers might want $500 or $1,000, which in most cases we don't even pay nowhere near that price. So if a seller, say for instance, if a seller wants $500 earnest money deposit, you could tell the seller, well, I'm willing to pay you $25 for an earnest money deposit, because if I was to pay $500 to every seller whose house I'm about to purchase, I wouldn't have any money to close, because my company purchases several properties a month. And a lot of times sellers understand that, so they be like, okay, they'll drop it down, and then boom, you can do the deal. In most cases, sellers won't even ask for earnest money. So if they don't ask for it, don't even mention it. Don't even mention it if they don't ask. That's the key to it all right there. When you're discussing your deal, y'all get to an asking price, talk about that, get that done, talk about the length of the time in the agreement, and do the deal. And then if you like, you can pay them a $10 non-refundable earnest money deposit just to make the agreement more binding. Then do that. But I wouldn't even mention the word earnest money or due diligence money. I wouldn't even mention due diligence period. When we first started, we used to have all these clauses in our agreements about due diligence and stuff like that. But over time, we stopped doing it because there's really no need to do that. Because, we get into deals where we really don't have to pay any earnest money. So, and then if we're going to get into the deal, we like the numbers, we know we're going to close for the most part. Even though sometimes deals can fall through, it happens. But we're strongly confident that if we get into an agreement with a seller, we're closing this deal. So therefore, we really don't need a due diligence period. Our due diligence period is the length of the agreement. Okay? I know some people might get like 30 days on a contract or an agreement, what we like to say. And then they give themselves 10 days, 11 days, 14 days on a due diligence period. With us, our due diligence period is the length of the agreement. So we get a whole 30 days on that. So that's another way to set it up with your earnest money. If a seller don't want to budge with the earnest money, say, no, I want $100, I want $250, $500, whatever, right? And if you're willing to agree to pay that amount, they say, well, hey, I need my due diligence period all the way up until the end of my agreement. So it's almost a give and take thing. So if they want something, they got to give you something. All right? So everything is negotiable. Just always remember that. Don't think that the negotiation has to be one side, that they got to get everything they want and you don't get, something that you want. So if they want that earnest money deposit, they're not willing to come down on it, stretch out the length of time on your due diligence period. If they're not willing to do that, and if you don't really care for the dollar amount, walk away. You got to have that walk away power. If you don't have that walk away willpower, you're going to lose out. It's going to cost you in the long run. You won't like it. Trust me, been there, done that. Been there, done that. So those are some ways to get around it and or paying out so much money. You can negotiate that number down with the earnest money, and or you can ask for more time on your due diligence period. That way, because if you got a 30-day agreement and you paying out $500 earnest money, and the seller saying I give you 14 days, well, I'll give you 10 days on the agreement with the due diligence period, technically that means you only got 10 days to move this deal or you lose your money, right? So you just shorten your time down. The 30 days is irrelevant unless you were to, gamble with yourself to say, hey, I'm just gonna stick it out. Excuse me, it becomes non-refundable and just do the deal. So if you're gonna think like that to say, well, I'm not gonna shorten my time down if I don't get a seller within those 10 days. I mean a buyer within those 10 days. I'm just gonna stay in it. So you might as well just do that from day one and make it non-refundable. So think about that. If the seller's not gonna come down with the earnest money, get more time on your due diligence period. So it'll make sense for you, so your agreement will last longer than shorter, if that makes sense to you. I hope that's helpful for y'all. I want everybody to close out the end of this year real strong. Just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Don't think about, oh, the holidays are here. Nobody's going to want to buy. Nobody's want to sell. Nobody's going to want to sell. Blah, 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 blah. Get that out your mind. Get it out your head. Don't think that way. If you think that way, then you're going to be true. It's going to be true. You're going to be truthful because you're inviting it into your world. Okay? Trust me. Speaking from experience, I did it last year. Total disaster at the end of the year. This year, stop thinking that way. Start thinking, hey, somebody always want to sell. Somebody always want to buy. And so it's just keeping us pushing, keeping us going. And we've been doing better than ever. So at the end of the day, it's just a state of mind. It's the way you're thinking what will come to you. So we control what goes on in our universe. So stay positive, think positive, and act positive, move positive, and you shall get positive results. Please subscribe to my channel, T Early Millionaire. Hit that thumbs up, that like button. Really ain't got much more to say on this video right here. But y'all stay tuned to the next one. See you soon. Peace.